Well, welcome. This is Harriet Grayson, your host and producer for Community Culture Showcase. And I am addressing you for the first time without glasses. How do you like those? Yes, I got a new contact in my eyeball. It's a cataract surgery. I don't recommend it for everyone, but it is fun not to walk around with glasses. So to meet me in my new state of ecstasy, here I am. I have two great artists who are local and who have wonderful events to talk about. So let me introduce my guests, Helen Roy and Elizabeth Gore. They are local artists who want to tell us about a wonderful event that's going on and also tell you about other local artists, which is part of my job, is to spread the word. We are this incredible creative community, and maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's the water. I don't know what makes us all so great. But as an author, I can tell you it's inspirational. So allow me to have my guests tell you about their stories. Helen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am an artist, and I do a lot of fun work with acrylic paint, oil, cold wax, and I'm a member of the Artist Cooperative Gallery of Westerly. And we're here today to talk a little bit about the art heist. To tell you a little bit about myself, I started painting in 2015. I really wasn't part of my plan, but my daughter got a little sad, and I bought canvas and brushes for her, thinking that would make her excited. And she ended up not picking it up, but I picked it up, and I got hooked. And hundreds of paintings later, I'm hooked on painting. And that's my story.
Do you have any formal training in painting?
I've taken some classes since I started painting. I was living in New York, so I've taken some classes there. I've taken some classes through RISD here
Rhode Island School of Design,
right,
yes.
At the Westerly Education Center. And I still take a class whenever I can because I love it. I feel like I'll take classes forever and ever. And now I'm actually teaching a little bit. My background is a learning disability specialist, so it felt really natural to go from teaching reading to teaching art. So now I do a lot of teaching too, which is kind of fun.
Oh, right. And how old are your students? Are they
So
children?
I teach at the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, so there it's adults, and those are, amazing artists who actually are much more experienced at painting than I am. And then I also teach children, and so I have a high school student I work with privately, and I just picked up another student who is 9 years old, who I'm doing private lessons with, so that's fun.
Wonderful,
and I love
wonderful. So Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about yourself and the stuff that you do.
Well, I moved to Rhode Island in the late 80s, and my degree is actually in Italian literature. But somehow, when I moved to Rhode Island, I ended up selling real estate. And I did that for a number of years. And in the meantime, I kind of got interested in art. I've always loved art, but I never thought I had any talent. But I connected with a very, very good art teacher, Robert Kazora, who actually was a very good friend of mine. And I took lessons with him. And then I kind of just went out on my own. And until very recently, I was painting strictly representational art. And all of a sudden, for no apparent reason that I can understand, I started painting abstract. Now, I broke my hip in April. I didn't hit my head, but I'm thinking that something got shaken up in there because now I can't stop.
Oh.
So, and my great pleasure is painting, and of course, having been fortunate enough to join the Artist Cooperative, which it's about a year and a half. It's a great community, fellow artists, and it's wonderful.
Now there's a great history because I've been in the Westerly area for a lot longer. So you know that history. So why don't you give us a little information?
Sure.
Because that's where you're going to hold you. Is that where you're going to hold the art heist?
Yes. So the art heist that we're here to talk about is really an event through the Artist Cooperative Gallery of Westerly. The art co-op, we call it, or ACGAO, started back in 92. And 3 artists came together and started a cooperative. It started off, it's always been in Westerly, starting off at High Street and then moving over to Canal Street. And then about, 2018, the United decided to get it was time for renovations. So as they were doing the renovation, we moved over to the train station.
Now the Westerly Amtrak train station.
It's a beautiful, beautiful building, and it was sitting there empty for 2 years. So what happened was the artists went in, built panels, did the lighting, and just built this incredible gallery. And so we were there on a temporary basis, but then as the United did the renovation, they decided they needed more space, and that place is amazing also, the new United Theater. And we ended up staying at the train station. So now it's, we're there, and we're open 5 days a week. And it's just wonderful. It's a beautiful spot.
Tell me the days and the times that the gallery is
We are open from Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 7, and then on Sunday from 1 to 5.
Okay.
During the holiday season, we're open a little bit more that last week. And we also, every first Friday, we have a new show. So we'll clean out, everybody takes their art out, and then puts the art back in. New pieces. We have a theme, different theme every month. And with the opening reception, there is wine, there's food, there's great art. Many of the artists come, and it's really a wonderful event, and we just love it.
Yes, we do. We do.
Since I've been going to that art gallery on and off for a number of years, it is just wonderful, the transformation. And of course, Amtrak had spent an enormous amount of money, because there used to be a train master, a ticket master in the station. That whole booth and everything is gone. I used to often take that train into New York, occasionally into Boston. And he said to me years back now, he said, when I retire, they're going to close the station. And that's exactly what happened. He retired, the station closed. And now it's put to this incredible, wonderful use. I mean, we do have these enormously creative people. I think it has something to do with the water, the air, the clouds, the rain. I can't figure quite what, but it absolutely makes for these creative juices just pouring out of people. So it's wonderful to see the new use for that gallery.
And it's so great for artists. So what it means is it gives us an opportunity to show our art. So when you're a member, we all take turns running the gallery, sitting, and it allows us to do that, which is wonderful. And there's a lot of different kinds of members. So if you're somebody who wants to work at the gallery, sit at the gallery, you could show 3 to 5 pieces a month. If you're somebody who just wants to do part-time, an associate member, then you can come and you can join and you show for 2 months. If you want to be an adjunct, and meaning you got a full-time job, you can't afford to spend time volunteering at the gallery, then you can join as an adjunct and you can show every month. We also have a wonderful associate membership where we have people who, I guess I already said that, but we have quite a few people who come and they really just show 2 months, but they're still very active and part of it. We also have another membership that's Snowbirds, so it's for those people who either they want to have fun in the summer and not be members, or they want to go away, go to Florida, go to a warm climate, and they just show for 6 consecutive months. And at this point we have approximately 60 members, which is really amazing.
Do you do some kind of review? I mean, if I came with my crayons, I would probably not be eligible.
Well, you have to be juried in.
Yes.
You do have to be juried in by a couple of the members.
Okay.
And that's a good thing to...
It is. It is, because, we'd like to have a certain standard.
Sure.
And I think that we've stuck to that standard. It's a wonderful opportunity for the artists,
right.
And it's a wonderful venue for people to come to.
Yes.
I mean, it's really because Westerly, not that it's a small town, but I'm from New York, so to me it's a small town.
It is a small town.
But it's wonderful to see that there's a place like that. And I have to say that having been to galleries in New York, I have to say that our work is really, really top notch. I could see a lot of it being in New York galleries, absolutely, absolutely.
So the whole Westerly transformation, I think, having lived here since '99, has been forced kind of by the art community. It has been people with forward thinking towards the arts, Chuck Royce, that has presented ourselves with this lovely United Theater. Then the offshoot of that, of course, is the change in where the gallery was. Tiny little, really a small, relatively
Very
small
small,
space
very small.
to a very large space and an opportunity. People just taking the trains, not even having any idea what's going on, can just walk in there, or
Yeah.
you know, where they're waiting for a train. This is an opportunity for
Right.
people to see incredible stuff.
Right.
And we continue as a town to evolve into this wonderful little, it's not like an artist community, but the arts are very much, I think, a draw for
Yeah.
people, particularly people looking for a second home.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So that has been vibrant, and that has kept the town really bubbling. So restaurants go out of business, that's the nature of restaurants. New ones come in, not a big deal. And so the whole community keeps on changing and evolving, and more artists come to this area or are attracted. I mean, I think it was rather interesting. A couple from not here went and bought up the Watch Hill Nursing Home.
Yeah.
And
They're making
Oh,
a museum.
a museum and
Yeah.
a gallery
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So yes, so the word spreads and the stuff keeps on coming.
And it's really, it's the art, it's the music, and I think what's following the art and the music is the food. We have amazing restaurants,
We do.
more than ever,
We do
which is
indeed.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And we are, the gallery really has a commitment to the community. So one of the neat things is we have a community room. We call it the United in Arts Community Room. And what we do is we open it up so that people in the community get to show. So if you're at Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center in that art group, for a month you can come and show your art. If you're a Westerly High School student, for a month you can come in and show your art if you're in the art classes. So that's really cool, you know, that it's just opening it up to different groups that don't have an opportunity to show their art. So
That's
that's really
wonderful.
neat. That, you know, just that commitment to the community, and then also education. We've had really the past, since COVID, just ongoing art classes. Different artists that are members will have art classes there.
In the
that-
gallery.
In the gallery.
In the gallery.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
right now, Tammy Blaze is teaching art, and she's doing palette knife
Yeah,
painting.
palette knife painting.
And
I
it-
actually took a class with her just because it was so interesting
right.
and something that I've done, but I wanted to see it done by somebody that really is a master, or mistress.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's exciting.
Yeah.
And another thing that's happening in town is with the arts is we are having an art crawl. So our neighbors across from the gallery, Ann Wildley and Michael, her partner, they really started it where it's an art crawl, and I think there were 9 this past month that were listed. And what you can do is go to all the different art studios, United being one of them that has an exhibit in it right now. And that's really cool. It's you know, it just gives everybody kind of an opportunity to not just visit us, but to visit a bunch of other
Yes.
galleries that are right Westerly downtown.
That is wonderful.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
And that
So-
started in December, I think.
This past December. Okay. Yeah. So tell us about the art heist.
Yep.
So the Art Heist, it's wonderful. It's really an amazing event. We have had it, let's see, where's my cheat sheet? We have had it, this is the 6th Art Heist. And it's really our major fundraiser. And what it is it's all about all the artists donating their art, and they have an opportunity, people can buy a ticket, they can come, and there will be probably 50 different pieces that they could take away. So the artists have donated their work. All of that work is in the gallery, in the community room, so people can come visit beforehand anytime now in August,
Right.
walk around, see all the art. There is oils, there's acrylic, 2D, watercolor, cold wax and oil. There's also
you
a
have
lot of 3D work.
Do you have photography?
Photography, yes.
Oh yeah, we have some
Yes, we
fabulous
have some
photographers.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, and really different types of presentation of the photography, which is kind of cool. There's jewelry, and the pieces are just beautiful.
Did you come and show us examples, paintings that you have that are going to be part of this show?
Yes, yes. So
Yes,
we do
so-
have some examples.
So let's show the first painting if we can. Tell us about this painting. Looks like mother and child.
Yes, so that is Baby Steps, and it's oil, and that is Sarah Stifler Lucas, who is a associate member and very generous in donating her work for this, and that's an oil painting.
Do you have, give me a sense, what's the dimensions on that painting? Do you
That
know?
is a smaller one.
Okay.
I would say it is about
9 by 12?
Yeah, 9 by 12.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very sweet, very intimate. I love
And
it.
this is for sale at the Art Heist if
Yes.
someone wants to get a
To heist it.
heist it.
Not for sale, they heist it.
And I'll
heisted.
talk about how that works.
Yeah.
So the
Go
way
right
it
ahead.
works is Harriet buys a ticket, she comes, she walks around, and she says, oh, there are 5 different pieces I would love to get. Maybe the first one is this one. So she writes down the 5 that she wants, that she hopes that she can heist, that she can take away. And then the next person comes in and, does the same thing. And so the night of the heist, Laura Cobden will have a hat, and she will pick a name, and she'll say, oh, Liz Gore, you get to pick your painting. So Liz Gore will walk around and pick whatever painting she wants.
Oh,
So it's one by one. Now, I did it the first year when I was an associate member, and I let my husband pick because I know how to keep a good thing going.
Yes.
And he picked this huge photo of a Napa tree that is gorgeous, and that is in our house. So
okay.
so really, you do have a good shot of getting, on your list, one of your top 5.
Okay.
There's such a great variety of work that
Yes,
it
it
really,
is.
Yes.
and especially this year,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just more gorgeous than ever.
Is it the leftover that we're sick and tired of COVID and let's go be more inspired from what we see in, who knows? I'm an artist, so
Yeah.
I am not a visual artist, but a literary one, yes.
And many of us, it's like, okay, I mean, my feeling is, what one am I the most proud of? And I want to be in someone else's home.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's
very-
that's really a wonderful feeling. At the heist last year, I donated 2 of my paintings, and both of them were taken, were heisted.
Heisted,
And
yes,
I
yes.
like to know that that somewhere in the area my paintings are hanging
Wonderful.
because somebody chose them.
Yes.
So it's a nice feeling.
yeah,
it really is.
definitely.
And the other thing that's wonderful about the evening is amazing food, delicious, refreshing wine. We have, in the past, we've had beer from Grayson that was just so good. Watch
They're
Hill
a
Oysters.
wonderful community organization.
Yes,
Grayson.
really, people
And
have
Jennifer
People.
Britton, yes,
The-
indeed. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
The vendors have
Absolutely.
been terribly, terribly generous.
Yes.
They donate food, wine, beer. One of our members actually has a connection with Watch Hill Oysters. I don't know if she owns it.
She and her husband own it. So Nancy
Wow.
Gardner.
Yeah.
And it's all the oysters that you can eat. So she brings her amazing workers, and they
Yeah.
set up a table,
Yep.
and you could just keep eating oysters all night long.
Right,
Yeah.
exact-
Also, we have blondie oysters that will be there
Okay.
too.
All right.
So the food is really exceptional. Everybody it's amazing how so many of the artists are really good cooks and just kind of take it up a notch and bring amazing food. We also get donations,
Yes.
with amazing food.
Yes.
In the past, Vesta Bakery.
Oh,
yes.
here in
They
town,
just
yes,
give
in
so-
Westerly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So, and others
Yeah.
have given so much more.
And we also have music.
We have music.
Oh, who's
One
your?
of-
Who?
Arlene, one of our members, her husband has a little quartet.
I see.
And
Okay.
they entertain, and we have music the entire night, and it's really, it's a wonderful evening out, and you may get to go home
With
with an
something.
original painting
Yes.
or work of art, whatever.
Whatever,
2D.
exactly.
And we've had-
Jewelry, photography,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We've had it in 3 spots. We started off, I think the first year it was at Jonathan Edwards'
Oh, the
vineyard,
winery. Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
was nice. The second year was, and the next 3 years, it was actually at the Livery in Watch Hill, which was a really cool, if you've never been there, it was started off as a horse livery, and then it became a car livery, and then was renovated, and now it's this really cool rustic space. So we had it there.
Okay.
Now last year we had it at the Armory in
Westerly, okay.
which is air conditioned.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
really a lovely spot. Right down the street from the gallery. Parking is easy, and so we'll have it there again. And it's
Yeah.
really a nice space.
So that's where it is this year, at the Westerly
Armory.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And air
Yes.
conditioning is very important.
It is.
We have been having a little bit of a heat wave here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So show us another painting that that one of your wonderful artists is going to contribute.
Okay, I know this artist really well. That's me.
Oh!
So that is my work, and
Okay.
that is cold wax and oil, and it is a triptych. So it's 3 pieces on a wood panel that I did that really go together, and so each is separate, but they,
It's
really
a
can be
continuation.
displayed, and
Yeah.
it's really a continuation
Yeah.
of the work going down. You can see the movement.
Okay. Tell me,
and-
what's the dimensions if you know?
They are 10 by 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that's fun. And cold wax and oil is kind of a new, wonderful, it's not new, it's been around, but very popular right now, medium.
Okay. What does that mean?
And so it's taking oil paint and cold wax 50-50 and mixing it together.
Like plain wax?
It's a special wax.
It's
I don't
kind
know.
of like Crisco.
Crisco, or it
Okay.
kind of looks like Vaseline.
Yep.
Oh.
Like a,
Kind of.
Okay.
Yep. And so it's mixing it together using
Mixing
a palette
that
knife.
and the paint.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And then applying it with a palette knife or a plastic catalyst that you'd use. And with this one, you'll see it's got a lot of markings in it, which is popular with cold wax and oil. And really you buy these catalysts that make the marks. I also, pretty much every cold wax and oil painting I do, I need to incorporate some circles in there. And I do that with bubble wrap, which is really quite fancy. So if you look close, you're going to see pretty much all my pieces that are cold wax and oil, I put a little bit of bubbles in there because it's cool. And by that, I don't really incorporate that in there. You just use that to do the imprint.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And
All
the
right.
other interesting thing is the catalyst is like this little rubber thing that you can spread the paint with. But
Okay.
I was told, and I actually, use it. I'm not a cook, I'm not a baker, but I did get a bowl scraper.
Oh,
To use in the
yes.
kitchen to scrape bowls,
Yes.
and that makes a fabulous catalyst.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a
so-
spatula you're
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly.
Yeah, it
Rubber
is, it is.
spatula.
It's like
yeah.
It's interesting because I said, a bowl, I don't even know what that is because again, I'm not, very great in the kitchen.
Okay.
I know where the kitchen is, and that's about it.
That's all right. You know who to call to fill the goodies in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. So,
And the name of this one is Shining Through because
Shining
on the color that I have, really, that is the base of it is black. And it has black sides. And again, it's wood panels.
interesting. Okay, very good. So, what do we have next?
So next we have Jane Rollins, and the name of this one is There's a Crack of Everything, in Everything, I'm sorry, and that is mixed media, so it's watercolor, and Jane does a lot of calligraphy, and it also has some gold in it, so it's really cool. It's really a nice piece.
Like real gold?
Like gold,
Gold paint,
Paint?
or gold dust maybe.
right, or
Oh,
gold,
okay.
what is that called? The thin gold.
Oh, I know what you mean. I can't think of
I
it.
can't
yeah.
think of it.
Yeah.
And her work is amazing. She does a lot of calligraphy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one is a little bit larger.
Yes.
And really, they're all different sizes, all the different paintings. I should have actually put the dimensions of them.
Right.
But this one is really...
And so this person has been part of your gallery for a while?
Yes, she has, Jane Rollins, and she is one of the people who's very active with the publicity committee and really helps us to get everything out there, to
Okay.
get the information out there, kind of guides us. I'm on the publicity committee as well as about probably 6 other people. And so we do, all this stuff to get it out there. And Jane is wonderful.
Okay, that's great.
And she has a shop in
East Greenwich?
East Greenwich.
East Greenwich,
and
Rhode
she
Island?
sells,
Yeah.
and Scribe, and she sells beautiful cards that have calligraphy.
Okay, what's got her interested in calligraphy? Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. But she also gives lessons, which is kind of cool,
Yes.
on how to do calligraphy. She
Right.
does wedding, invitations.
Yes.
She does all kinds of stuff. She's a
She's
very busy
really-
woman.
and
Okay.
she's
Very
really good.
talented.
It's really, really good.
All
Yeah.
right, very nice. Are these local people? Does she live in the this
Well,
community or that?
I mean, they're
So yeah,
fairly-
everybody is Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Okay.
And we have people that are coming from, I guess the farthest is probably 45 minutes in any direction. Some people come from Providence.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, you know, and there's, again, it's, I'd say, half are Rhode Island, half are Connecticut.
That's great. How do people find out about you guys? Is it from an event like this art heist?
A few things. I mean, I think, yes, that helps, but also we have a regional show, and a lot of artists find out about us from our regional show. That's in May, and that's a juried show. So what that means is it's opened up to the whole community, and anybody can try to get a piece in for a small amount of money, and then there's a juror, and they decide who is going to get picked. So it might be, they might have, you know, I don't know, 250 different paintings,
Wow.
and they might pick 100 or
Okay.
95. And from there, we've gotten a lot of artists. Some of the people might win awards, and they'll say, oh, I think I want to join. So it's, I feel like it's gotten, you know, the cooperative, our cooperative has just gotten more popular and more popular. We're actually at a point where we're just kind of putting a halt, just a pause on new members because
Right.
there's 60 of us.
Right.
So just a pause, you know,
Right.
we'll continue, but just a pause just because that's a lot of people.
Yeah, no kidding. Do people also belong to other galleries?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, they do.
So they do this and then they
Yes.
do something
Yeah.
else.
Right.
I guess it was hard times during COVID for artists to actually sell their work. I
Right,
mean, people
right.
were hiding in their bunkers. They weren't actually coming out to art shows.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, we do an art show here at the
I saw
stadium. Yeah, we do. We used to do like 2 or 3 a year. Then of course COVID happened, and you know, that was like that was the end for that. And now, this past June, we had a was it May? I can't remember. I think June. We had a show, first one we've had in a while. We have a theme. I am not anyone who makes any decisions about what's in and what's out. So our executive director Frank, he makes a decision with a few other people, and so we have an art show. We have an art show here.
I actually attended an art show here a few years ago. One of my friends was had some paintings hanging.
And of course, we have 2 Italian Franks who run the show.
Yeah.
So we had lots of great food, of course vino, and a band. So
We're coming to the next one.
Yeah.
absolutely,
Let us know.
for sure. We will. We're always looking for more artists to participate, as well as simply for people to attend. So
Yeah.
we've kind of taken our commitment to the community very much right here in this
Yeah.
actually in the
Which is
studio
important.
itself. Yeah.
Another way people hear about us is our classes. I taught a class in January and February, and one of the students that took both classes does pottery. So
Oh.
the one I taught was painting, you know, 2D paintings and then creating mobiles. And she took the classes and told me she did pottery, and I encouraged her, and now she's a full-time member.
She does beautiful work.
So
Interesting.
that's another way that people find
Yeah.
out about
Right,
us and join
right.
us.
And also, we talk about it. You know, when we finish a painting, very often we'll post it on Facebook. People see it, they ask, you know, where is it shown and what can I do, and et cetera, et cetera. And so it, you know, word of mouth, it spreads very nicely.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
And
definitely.
it's such an amazing community of people, kind and very, very supportive of each other.
Yes.
So whenever you're doing anything, it's just, there's so much support. And especially, you know, I'm really new to this. I started in 2015.
Right.
And just the support from the other artists is wonderful. And, you know, so people, everyone I know, I tell them about it. And then people are interested. You know, word of mouth, just because it's such a, you know, kind, I guess, community.
Definitely. And you also have, I don't know how many people come off the train and come into the gallery, but that's a real draw. At
Yeah.
this time of the year,
Yeah.
we have hundreds of people come from Boston and
Yeah.
New York
Yeah.
and Washington coming to Westerly to enjoy the beach and the restaurants
Just
and
as
the
an
bars.
aside, sometimes people don't realize that the train station doesn't exist anymore. and you know immediately because they're coming in dragging suitcases, and they look around, and and then we direct them to where they have to go. But it's laughable.
Yeah,
right.
Should start a little snack concession right there in the gallery for all the travelers.
And it's so nice that it's open. I mean, when I think about it being closed, I am one who might need to use the restroom now and then, and it's just so nice that people can even
For
come in.
years it
And
was
many
closed,
times people come in and then start looking around,
Right.
and we tell them about, oh, we have our first Friday opening reception, and then they come back.
Right.
So it's
and not
it's
only do
fun.
you have big paintings, but you have little things
We
that
have
people
little things.
can
We have a gift shop
yes,
actually
that you
as
could
well.
go home with cards and all kinds of other
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
That you don't have to think you're going to go home with a huge painting
Right.
or a big piece of pottery. You can go home with a couple of cards.
Exactly.
And stuff. I've seen your cards in there. In fact, I bought one and sent it to as a birthday card for one of my granddaughters. So
Which is nice that people can do that. So
Yeah.
you can go in and you say, okay, you might see this beautiful painting and you'd love to get it, but maybe you can't, maybe you don't have space, whatever. But then you can go into our gallery shop that has cards or little pieces, and you can take something.
Right.
I really do my holiday shopping there because there's just so many little,
Yep.
very interesting items.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
So that is really
Things
nice.
that you can't get in a big
Right.
box store in
Yes.
most places. It's a gallery.
And
It's
also
art.
you get to touch and feel it instead of having it shipped from Amazon
Exactly.
or something. You really
Exactly.
don't really know what it's like
Yeah.
until you physically touch it. So.
And the
exactly.
funny thing is, for all of us, when we sell something, we get a phone call. Hi, this is Liz. I just wanted to let you know that you sold something from the gallery shop, or you sold a painting. And we're like, yay! So it's so funny, and not that we're in it to make $1 million because
Right.
we're not.
'Cause we won't.
But we love to share our work, and we want to
Yeah.
make more, and we need to sell it so we can make more
Right.
because space. So
Right.
it's fun.
Well, you need to sell all that stuff because we need the next group to come
Exactly.
on in. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have more pictures to show, more paintings and stuff. What do we got next?
Okay, next we have Mimi. Mimi Fagnan, and she is amazing. These are glass blown beads, and she creates them herself. She's probably honestly one of our most popular artists because they're beautiful, her work, and so many people buy her earrings, her necklaces. So what she'll do is she created this for the art heist, and so she has a beautiful necklace, earrings that match, and then 2 bracelets.
Okay.
And that's all part of what you would get. It all comes together. Her stuff is often one of the first things to go at the
Yeah,
art heist.
yeah.
And her work is just stunning and beautiful. And what's interesting is you look at that and you probably think of the ocean when you look at those colors.
Oh,
And
yes, the
really,
blues- blue
Mimi
green.
loves purple, so she also has so much beautiful purple beads.
Yeah.
Is it actually displayed on what looks like a piece of wood?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, which is just
Which is
yes,
very
which is
creative.
of course the wood that comes off from the ocean,
Right.
and you can pick it up, right, and use it for
Yep.
who knows what. So is this artist the only one who's doing jewelry, or do you have a few jewelers?
No, we have
probably 5 at this point.
I'm trying to think of
Christy
Christy Foss.
who does clay.
Yep.
And I actually probably have about 6 pairs of her earrings, and my 7 sisters all have a pair, as well as Mimi earrings, because honestly, they're very affordable too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have another artist in the back who does really pretty glass.
Yeah.
And then we have a new person who does glass type jewelry too that's beautiful, and she has quite a selection. So there are more, that's 4.
Yeah.
And can you?
And we've had
something
others.
like obviously, jewelry is much smaller than a painting
Mm-hmm.
might be. Do you have any like? Are there not too many jewelers you want, or is there some kind of, because they take up less space, you could have more of them? You don't think like that?
We do, in a way, we think about that as far as, we've started to think about that. I think
I'm
there's
an urban planner
4.
by training, so I'm always thinking
Right,
space.
right, and that is an issue, and you don't want to have too much of one thing.
Yes.
Like we might not need more photographers, we might not need more jewelers, maybe one more. So we do pottery. We only have 2 people that do pottery.
Okay.
So we do think about that.
You make some kind of rules, or is it evolving
It's
all
evolving.
the time?
It's
It really
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're lucky that we have people that want to join. And also if it fits, if it's somebody who does exactly what Mimi does, then maybe, we're not as
No.
excited, but
Yeah.
if somebody who does something different.
Right.
We've had other jewelers
Yeah.
who have come. And, there are some people who come and they join and their work is amazing. And then they realize it maybe is too far for them. So we had a woman who made beautiful jewelry,
Yeah.
and she lived near Newport. And I just think the drive,
Yeah.
she just decided it just didn't work for her. So she,
Right.
stopped being a member.
Right.
So that happens too. We
Yeah.
have people that come.
I'm just curious, the same thing with the paintings as well as the jewelry and the pottery. Do you limit how many one individual can do?
What we
Or
try to do
display?
is, there is no limit per se, but for example, for an opening for the new show, you can't put 3 paintings up that are 20 by 30 because you're taking up an entire panel.
Right.
So it depends on the size. We try and be fair, and we try to accommodate everybody, but I think most people basically know, this doesn't make sense. Or you can have one larger painting and perhaps 2 smaller ones.
And another thing that we haven't talked about is artist opportunities to be featured artists. So in September, I should talk about who's there right now. The people that are there
Patty
right now
Nunes
are
and Lois Lawrence.
Patty Nunes does watercolor, and Lois Lawrence does oils and acrylic.
Right.
And they get the opportunity to have 3 panels with their art on it. So they kind of are one on each side when you walk in the gallery, and they are featured artists, and they're there for a whole month. And so that's really exciting. It's really exciting when you get a chance.
Very exciting.
Liz is going to be one of our featured artists in September,
And I'm
which is
very
very
excited.
exciting.
I'm very nervous.
Okay.
That's why I'm painting like crazy.
Okay, that's the first Friday in September.
Right.
At what's
At 5 to 8.
5 to 8 p.m. It is walk-in,
You
right?
just walk in, and there will be food, there
Oh,
will be
I've been
wine.
there. Yes, yes.
There will be sometimes music. There will be a lot of the artists go, so it's fun
Yeah.
to chat with the artists, and there's so much art, and that's why you're coming. There's so much art. So
That's
it's fun.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
there's a vibe. It's a party vibe. It's nice energy.
It's just nice. It's just nice.
We like when we can open it up and have the bar outside, the
Yep.
food outside, so that it's just, such a great
Yeah,
spot. The
it's
building
Yeah.
is stunning.
It's just a celebration, a fun
Right.
thing. Summertime in particular is just this wonderful time to do all these kinds of things.
And we also have now, I think this started just this year, if I'm not mistaken, we have sponsors that sponsor every show.
Oh,
And
okay.
me and another person in the gallery are on the sponsorship committee. So basically, we go around, asking
Begging
people.
for stuff. I know
Yeah.
I beg for many a charity. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And,
so this month,
I'm sorry?
this month,
This month, I believe it's Sean Donahue again, if I'm not, oh no, I'm sorry, Karen's son, Paul, right?
no, the Elms.
Oh, this month it's the
Yeah,
Elms.
yeah.
The Elms where my mom
Oh,
was. Yeah,
oh,
I approached
okay.
them and
Which is really exciting.
Yes,
and
it
neat,
is,
because they're
it
helping so
is.
many people. So it's really, again, the community coming together.
Do they bring a busload of people from the Elms?
well, tomorrow's Wednesday. I
Yes.
know because I was at the Elms. Tomorrow at 2:15, the activities person Tina at the Elms, she's bringing a bunch of residents
Oh,
at 2:15. I wanted to be there. I don't think I can because I know a lot of them because my mom was there.
Yes.
And but yeah.
I'll be there. I'm sitting,
Oh, 2:15.
which is really exciting. Now, one of the things that I do is I make bookmarks, and I leave them out free to a good book. So I'll make sure I bring extra.
Yes.
And again, I know people might want to buy stuff, but it's nice to just come and walk away with
Yeah.
something. Many times if
Absolutely.
I say to people, take a bookmark, take a bookmark.
Oh, we
I'm
have
definitely
fans.
inviting you to the literary salon. Bring those bookmarks and have people go home
That's
with
right.
that.
Put in the
Sure.
books.
Yes, exactly. Put in the books that people buy. That
Right,
is
right.
just
That
a
goes
lovely little
perfect.
thing.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
And the
That's a great
sponsors has
idea.
been great because
Yep.
it also it's neat to have, like for me who's I haven't only lived here since we bought the house in 2015, and get to know people in the community, other people. It's been
Yeah.
really nice.
I think the presence of the gallery and the United Theater and even the Granite Theater
Yep.
coming up with more interesting plays to put on
Yep.
has brought in people. I mean,
Yeah.
the people who are taking the nursing home and making something
Yeah.
artsy out
Yeah.
of that. Is,
Right.
you know, who would think to do something like that? I think because the community is getting a well-deserved reputation.
Yes.
And then that'll bring more artists in.
Exactly.
They'll say, oh, this is a comfortable place. I have a place where I can show my work.
Yep.
Or I have a place where I can talk about my books or
Yep,
whatever
yep.
else. And so it becomes an incentive for people to come. And that builds upon more people and more people. And then, of course, we have a lot of people in Westerly who own second homes somewhere else. And that's great. We love that.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay for much for them. They don't need our school
Right.
system.
And they like to buy art to hang in their
New
summer
homes,
home.
yes, their second home.
Yeah.
Here's the town. Here's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's neat, the collaboration. I've been doing for 2 paint and sips at the United Theater. And that's, so hopefully we're going to do more of that with the United Theater to get our art in there.
Right.
And just our, just do things together.
Well, they
Which is
have
great.
they literally have gallery space.
Yes.
They have blank walls
Yes.
that make it just perfect for
Yeah.
people to go ahead and pick up something. Yeah, definitely. And the parking isn't too far away, so they can carry it home.
Right. We have to think of everything.
Oh, I bet you do. If it wasn't for Chuck Royce, we wouldn't have a parking lot near where people could actually park.
Exactly.
So anyway, what else have we got to show?
What else? We have another one to show.
Yep.
And that
That's
is going to
Lois's.
be,
Oh, here's purple.
Yep.
yeah, there's some purple. And Lois she again is the featured artist this month.
Yep.
And her work is just, she's been traveling a lot, and her work is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's fun to be a fellow artist and watch people as they, just go in different directions and just fine tune their practice.
Yeah.
And her work is gorgeous. And this is Boston in Bloom, and it's acrylic. And she
Oh.
did whenever you want to get juried in for a new medium, you bring 5 pieces and get juried in. So she was originally juried in as acrylic, and maybe a few months ago, she was juried in to show her oils as well. So she does
okay.
both. But this is gorgeous, the
Yeah.
colors.
And is this a big piece? What am I looking at?
Oh, I would say it's a medium size. Yeah.
12
so,
by 16
yep.
maybe.
Okay.
Something
All
like
right.
that.
Very good. All right. And this is Boston? Is this what
Boston.
I'm saying? Is this
Boston
the
in
Back
blue.
Bay?
Yep, it is.
The Back Bay in Boston with the lovely trees.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
In spring.
Shrubbery and people actually taking care of their flowers.
Yeah.
I would think most of them are dying now from the heat, but
Yeah,
listen.
and this is definitely spring.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do we have any more paintings?
We have a couple
We have
more.
Oh,
2
good.
more, 3 more.
3
All
more.
right. What am I looking at?
Okay. This is Dan Morantz. He is a wood artist.
Okay.
He makes big tables. This is a cutting board or a charcuterie board.
Okay.
And it's wood painted with all kinds of, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's covered with what is that covered with? That shiny, it looks like I don't know how to even describe it, but it's safe to cut on. That's what I'm trying to say.
Resin. And it has, and so it's very soft surface,
Okay.
very, very hard surface, and it has rocks in it.
Yep.
And that's a piece of wood. Does he say with beach stones?
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
epoxy.
That's what it is.
And usually when he does the wood, he'll tell you where he got the wood from,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
pretty
He
cool.
actually gets it from,
From like
he
the beach?
doesn't buy it, he
Yeah.
gets it.
Yeah,
And this is a
fine.
new thing that so he's been doing
Yeah.
tables like this
Yeah.
that are stunning.
Yeah.
He just started doing these smaller.
So what are we looking at? A cutting board is what? A few,
Like this,
6 inches by something?
Yeah,
like a-
it's about
like a-
probably
about maybe
14 by,
14 by maybe 6
Yeah.
or 7, something like that.
That's
and
interesting.
it's solid too, and
Yeah.
it has little feet, so there's 4 feet
Yeah.
to hold it up. It's stunning. It's beautiful, and his work is just it's another one of those artists where you just saw him go from more simple to just much more
Yeah.
elaborate
Yeah.
and stunning.
Interesting.
And again, you look at it and you do kind of think of the ocean and the outdoors, and the sky and I don't
Yeah.
know, nature.
Yeah, nature.
So I feel like nature really does
Yeah.
inspire so many of us.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And it does. It basically works in all kinds of varieties in terms of wood. It,
Yes.
I
just
don't know
wood.
if he has a specific wood, cherry.
I feel like it changes because he has
Yeah.
other things. You know, I think what he gets, you know, depending, I think he uses many different types
Yeah.
of wood because also what he does is he creates things where it's many different types of wood that are cut and glued together. So he's
Okay.
using,
So
you
there
know,
are designs. It's
okay.
very original. It's very original.
Interesting. Okay. What else have we got to show?
No, that's
Oh,
mine.
Here we go. Oh, Elizabeth's. All right.
That's
So
mine.
explain to us. What are we
Well,
looking at?
this is the dunes.
Yes.
Sand, seagrass, ocean, nice sky with a little bit of pink in the clouds. It's oil. I think it's probably 9 by 12, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that's going to be available at the Heist, just like all the others that you've seen. And yeah, it's. I think it would look really nice in somebody's home,
Absolutely, especially second home.
especially second home.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you in a particular physical location that you saw?
I
this scene?
not well. You know, all our whole area is like that. So I took it from my mind.
Okay.
But it was something that I had. You know, I had been to the beach. No, that's not true. I haven't been to the beach really to be on the beach. But I walk on the beach, and this is something that what inspired me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I've had on my show before artists who just paint outside.
Yeah, plein air.
Plein air
Yeah.
artists. I've had a couple of shows with folks like that, and they would say, "Well, I was
Yeah.
at the beach that day, and this is what I created." But you're from many visits. You
From many visits,
you
yes.
got it in your mind,
Right.
And there's the picture
And
that comes out.
I took photos too.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
do take photos, and yeah, and it's oil, oil on canvas.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
And we have one more.
one more.
That looks like a beach house. Or the
and this is Aileen Quinn, and she does a lot of plein air painting. I'm not sure if this is one. My guess is yes. I believe she went and spent some time here at Rose Island. So the title is Rose Island with Foghorn House, and
Okay.
it's watercolor.
Yeah, nice.
And she does a lot of plein air where she does go out
Yeah.
and just set up and paints.
Is this, what am I looking at in terms of size?
I am not sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's just, get a sense as to, what it's actually, does it fit in my living room or does it
Oh.
look better in my dining
Well,
room?
you're going to have to come to the
Yes.
gallery, right?
yeah.
Or no, to the heist.
again-
Oh.
To the heist.
And for you and for everybody, all of this work is in the gallery right now, in the United Community Room. And so, that's why we wanted to come today to talk to everybody out there, to
Right.
help them to realize this awesome event we have, to talk about ACGAW, the Artist Cooperative Gallery
Right.
Westerly, to talk about the art heist, but most importantly to get a little glimpse of what's going to be available and how you can go today, tomorrow, not today, it's closed,
Right,
closed
tomorrow.
Monday and Tuesday, and
Wednesday.
go check it out.
Yeah.
But Wednesday, in fact,
Yes.
I'll be there.
Yes.
Sitting gallery. We all take turns sitting.
Yes.
So we all, when you open the door and you enter, you're going to see one of the artists sitting at the table in
Right.
front of the ticket booth,
Yes.
Yeah.
doing our turn, greeting people.
Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful. So tell us again, where and when is this art heist?
So the art, and I'm pretty sure the
There you
poster
go.
is back.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love this poster.
Me too.
So it's going to be August 26th from
That's a
6 to
Saturday.
8, a Saturday. It is going to be at the Armory, the Westerly Armory, which is at 41st Railroad Ave, 41 Railroad Ave, which is right down the street from the gallery.
Yes.
You could actually go visit the gallery and then come over.
Are you going to be open? Is the gallery actually going to be open?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it will be open until 7 o'clock on that Saturday.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
could come anytime
You can get a
before.
little preview of what's available.
Well,
What
it'll-
we'll do
It'll be at
is
the Armory by then.
we
but now
will,
it's available.
the Thursday prior, we will go, we'll take all the art that's there. So on the 24th, we'll take all the art that's there and we'll bring it over to the armory and we'll hang it up so it looks gorgeous.
So I know the armory inside. Tell me what it actually physically is going to look like. Are you going to have panels where you hang?
We have panels, we have screens.
Okay.
And I mean, I've only done it once. That was last year, but I remember we did a nice job. You know, panels, screens. We hang them up around the whole room.
Okay.
And it's a big room.
Oh, it is.
It's very big, and it's got nice high ceilings.
Oh, yes.
And we have tables set up, I think for 6 or for 8, I can't remember. You know, where people can sit and eat, or just sit and talk, or walk
We
around.
have
Look
easels.
at the
We actually used some of the music,
stands.
stands to
Yeah.
put the art on.
Yeah.
So really everything is really spread out so you can take a good look. And what you would do is you would come, and when you get there, you're going to walk around and you're going to have a little piece of paper with 5 items,
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, you're
I'm
going to
trying
find
to make
the
one of
5
those.
items that
and
you
you
want.
can say, you can write it down so you remember which one you want. Now you're going to remember where it is. So once your name gets picked, you are going to walk over to it and say, I want this one. And we kind of move it along so it goes along, kind of fast so people aren't waiting too long. And then you take your piece with you. Usually the artist goes and does a little photo opportunity with you, with the art.
Do you have an MC or something like that who's going to run the show?
We do. In the past, we've had Laura Cobden has been our MC, runs the show, and then the Jazz Gallery Quartet, they'll play a little bit of music in between each one. In the past, they did Pink Panther, so it was just kind of fun, building it up, So that's a lot of fun.
All right, so everybody, to get your tickets, you go online. Is that the easiest way?
No, we
No.
don't
No.
actually. You need to go to the gallery. So thank
Oh.
you for bringing that up, because
Yeah.
that is a question people always have. They want to go online, and we aren't doing that at this point in our lives. We are asking people to go to the gallery to get a ticket.
Okay, all right. But in the future, you're going to get online?
We should.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 21st century already.
Yeah, I'm still back in the 18th century.
Oh, listen, I'm a Luddite from way back when. Yes, exactly.
And part of it is, I mean, yes, we should, and we probably will, but it's nice to get people to come in. It does amaze me how many, I live in Westerly, I live like a little bit less than a mile from the gallery, and I also take the train a lot, or I'm picking up or dropping off people at the train, and how many people have never been in there.
Yep.
So we want to get people in there to see it, to see what it's all about.
Right,
and just to
right.
go in this beautiful building, just that.
Right.
To look at it outside and see
Yeah.
how pretty it is, and then to walk inside.
And of course, the people who are actually traveling, many of them want to stop because they're looking for a bathroom.
Exactly, and
That's
they're
okay.
very accommodating.
That's okay.
That's right.
We
And
understand that.
hopefully they'll go home with something in there, added into their suitcases. Yes, exactly. So what's the dishes that you're going to be serving? What can we expect to eat and drink? Do you have a menu yet?
We're working on it.
Okay.
There always is amazing food. And what did we have last year? There's
God,
always
what
some
didn't we
amazing
have?
shrimp. It was almost too much food last year,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's a
That's
good
all
thing
right.
to
That's a
have.
good thing.
So there's always some delicious shrimp dishes. There is some fresh shrimp cocktail.
Did you tell me the oysters are there?
The
Yes,
oysters
yes.
are there, 2 different types of oysters,
Yes.
and they are so good.
Yes.
So fresh.
All kinds of platters,
we have,
veggie platters,
veggie
and
platters.
fruit platters, and a lot of, not a lot, but Italian
Yep.
food, Italian dishes. And I said that I would volunteer to make something, but it turned out that the very little that I could make, and it's very easy, it turned out I was told not to because one of the restaurants will be doing that. So I'm going to have to come up with something else. I have no idea what, but I'll figure it out.
And in the past, we had Vesta Bakery donated 3 platters of desserts. Gansett Wraps donated stuffed grape leaves. So
Yeah.
just a lot of really interesting stuff.
Very good. Very
and
nice.
And people
So
are very
that people
generous.
have got to go and visit the gallery because otherwise they can't go to the art heist.
Exactly, and they want to go to the art heist.
Absolutely. We want to support our local artists who are very talented people, several different kinds of medium. So we have oil, watercolor, photography, jewelry, interesting wood pieces. What am I missing?
Cold wax and oil.
Cold wax and
that's-
acrylics.
And
Acrylics.
acrylics. All right, we'll have everything there. So you got it. So give us the
And
address.
pottery. I'm sorry.
Oh, and
pottery,
pottery.
right.
In pottery.
Beautiful
and
pottery.
other 3D woodwork. That's really interesting. We have one man who does these adorable characters.
Yeah.
And you have to see him too.
Very whimsical.
Very whimsical,
Yeah.
and just I
beautiful,
fall in love
just-
with everyone he makes.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, people are still dropping art off. We do, most of it is members, but there are some people in the community who every year donate their art.
Oh,
So
okay.
we are still accepting and hanging it up, so it's out there. The other important thing is there will be a brochure that's available that has all the art in it, and it will have pictures of all the art and
Some
the
kind of program.
medium and the artist. So
the
a
size.
program.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, like a
And
little
you can
catalog.
take that
Right.
with you when you get a ticket. So you
Okay.
can take that with you, you can take it home,
And think about it.
and you can look at it.
Right.
So that's
it.
really helpful to have that.
All right, so everybody go to the gallery. Now the gallery is in the Westerly train station, the Amtrak train station, across the street from a great Thai restaurant,
Right.
and down the street from the Knickerbocker Cafe. You can park in, because it still is an Amtrak station, so you can park in the Amtrak parking lot. Get to the gallery, because that's the way you're going to get tickets. That's going to take you to the art heist. Going to see beautiful artwork, eat plenty, drink wonderfully, and that event is going to be held at the Westerly Armory. But you got to get your ticket at the gallery, and they're literally just a few feet apart.
Literally.
Literally.
Yes.
I want to thank Helen, and I want to thank Elizabeth for coming here today.
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thank
that it's
you.
a great, great success. Everybody support our local artists. I also want, and Helen is in the building with me, but I teach in the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center. I teach creative writing, and that's how I run into Helen occasionally, because she's there teaching something else.
Painting.
Painting, yeah, of course, of course. So creative writing, I'm always looking for students. Wednesdays at 11 o'clock, Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, please come. And also just a little shout out, Literary Salon, which is where the authors and book lovers get together, book club members. It's an opportunity to kind of meet and greet and see some local talent. We're going to have that on Sunday, August 13th, downtown Westerly, what used to be the Malted Barley, now called
Pooches.
Pooch's, thank you, strange name. Pooch's Poorhouse. So come on down for that, and we might have not only books, we might have some artwork. A little preview for what's going on with the art heist. So I want to thank you. Come again, and how do you like me without glasses, huh?
Love it.
Send me an email. Tell me what you think. I'm not giving up the red shirts. Good day. Thank you.